Good evening, good morning, rather, family. Brian J. Charles of Memphis, Tennessee. This is the missus. Of course, she's laying in the bed. I'm just up, man. I went to bed kind of early on tonight, and I'm still fighting. Me and baby still fighting for our lives out of a domestic terrorist organization. I have several videos up on Facebook, Twitter, X, if you will, and I'm putting this video up here now, a real short video, just trying to raise awareness to what we're dealing with as licensed cosmetologists out of the state of Tennessee. Our cosmetology license numbers are 175-758, 176-627 respectively. I graduated 11/11/2014. The spouse 1/27/2015 is the dates that they have on these fraudulent, what were given to us as licenses all the time. These people at Empire Education Group / Regis Salons, they had and somehow taken out loans on our names as I was enrolling in 11/2013, and has stalked us since that time all over the country, taking out all manners of loans, blocking all American Arbitration Association complaints, EEOC matters, Tennessee Human Rights Commission, you name it. They have made several attempts on our lives. They were able to bribe ex-Shelby County District Attorney Amy Wyrick, whom is what you would call a domestic terrorist. And we're currently in Arkansas right now fighting for our lives. We're forced to panhandle. She, of course, when people have stolen you and you're worth millions of dollars, you can't work and access that Social Security number. That's what they're using. So they purchase hotels, homes, boats, cars, trucks, trips, you name it, as they have teams of stalkers all over us. I've titled this domestic terrorism cyber gang stalking. Is one of the tactics that she has used on us over the years. And again, the only reason I'm doing the video is as I attempt to upload certain videos I already have, she blocks me. She's a domestic terrorist to the 13th power. We believe something is happening on our matters. My wife was telling me earlier today that she heard the newly Mr. Todd Blanche, and he was talking about this fraud that is prevalent around the country. But I believe, baby, that there are folks in on our matters now. It has gotten really serious, whereas I have to be up, me and baby have to panhandle with the people in the present city that we're in. They are sending the police up on us. They have had me kidnapped 3 times since I've been here. Not the last time, prior to the last kidnapping, which I was released immediately, but prior to that, 8/22/2025, this lady had me kidnapped and taken her in conjunction with Regis Salons Empire Education Group, Beth Tina McGovern, Navzingo Krause, and ex-CEO for Regis, Hugh Sawyer. She had me kidnapped 8/22/2025 and spirited over into Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Now, I went to UAPB in 1990 as a promising student athlete. Unbeknownst to me, the district attorney office of then Bill Gibbons and Amy Wyrick came in there in 1991, but these people had been cyber gang stalking me, calling into all of my jobs or any opportunity I create for myself since I was 15. My brother had to stab this guy, Billy Russell, who was over on our porch in North Memphis at the time, 1046 Dawes Street, breathing threats of violence at me. I hadn't done anything to him personally, per se, hadn't done anything to him, but he was a racist guy, and we were over on the campus over there. I used to attend NYSP program over there. It was then Southwestern, and I had a friend by the name of Donald Dugan, and I used to interact and hang out with him. I was a poor guy, young fellow, so I would, over there, of course, Rhodes College is a prestigious university. The name Rhodes, of course, came from Cecil Rhodes, the tycoon out of Britain, I think, whom set up organizations that are still in place right now today. At any rate, we were into certain things over there. They were, and I was so poor to my guy Donald Dugan, he would assist me in participating in this, what we were betting or what have you. So it was a $25 tab I had ended up owing, but I didn't owe it to Billy Russell. So one day I was poor. I used to go in the gymnasium and shoot basketball. Some of the richer kids would leave tennis shoes and t-shirts or what have you in the gym, and I would take them home. I didn't have these types of things. So one day a gentleman came up and approached me, and he said that I had his shirt on. So I may have, but of course I denied that. And my guy Donald Dugan was right there monitoring the transaction, the interaction. So I stopped going over to Rhodes College after that. So I look up several months later, and Billy Russell's there at my door, him and another guy banging on the door. So I had to open the door because my mother was asleep, and I didn't want her to have any. Once I looked and saw who it was, I opened the door. I couldn't believe he was standing here talking about he was going to beat my ass if I didn't give him. And he really came to jump on me. He didn't know I had a brother by the name of Tony Gilmore Charles, who was over next door, and he heard all the commotion, and he came over to our little modest home, shack, if you will, just a shotgun home, and he was listening. And for the guy Billy Russell, when he came up to accost him, asking him what was happening, he swung a bat at him. My brother eluded the bat and stabbed him. Billy Russell and them chased him that night, but they got back in the car and they left. Well, we didn't know it, but Billy Russell had came real close to dying. So we looked up, and Bill Gibbons' district attorney office had my brother scheduled in a jury trial for attempted murder, I believe. So as the jury trial went on, I ended up the key witness for the defense. I'm 15 or 16 at the time. At any rate, I explained to the jury what had occurred, and of course we walked out of there. Now, we didn't know anything about no retaliation as young people like that. So all the time, the DA's office, Bill Gibbons and Amy Wyrick, mind you, they vicious, racist people in retrospect. And these people had stalked me, had called into my school over at Northside, or every job I've gotten since then, they would be right on it, calling, even to today. Reason why me and Baby were forced to be in this city, forced to panhandle as licensed cosmetologists. Mind you, in 1993, my brother was murdered. Somehow they said he committed suicide. I had been over into college, and I was in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and I had went to prison for burglary of a building. I threw a brick in a liquor store one, and I took some bottles of whiskey out of there, and I went to prison. I had another matter, whereas I had been charged with some heinous crimes, but they were based on Amy Wyrick and Bill Gibbons in retrospect, trying to destroy my life for that jury trial matter that I was able to tell the truth and my brother walked. So as recently as 8/22/2025, I was telling you I was kidnapped by these same people and taken over to Pine Bluff, Arkansas for something I'd never done. By the grace of God, I was able to get 1983 civil rights lawsuit paperwork, and I wrote to the United States District Court there in Little Rock, Arkansas. This was, I sent it out on the September 16th. September 29th of 2025, the district court dismissed the kidnapping of me and forced them to release me. Fast forward to today. I was kidnapped again here in the same city that I'm in with fraudulent, and they created fraudulent documents or what have you. Miss Wyrick, that's her game. But I hadn't, that matter has been rectified, I'm sure, and I'm able to go on with my life, me and Baby. But we don't want to be in a town that'll kidnap a person just based on their shade of their color. I entered Arkansas to go to college back in 1990. I entered Arkansas this time trying to flee a cyber gang stalking by Amy Wyrick's domestic terrorist organization. She pursued us to this facility that we're in. On 9/2/2024, Labor Day, mind you, she had me kidnapped again, taken into Pine Bluff. They held me about 30 days unlawfully and released me. All the time, they didn't release me due to a dismissal. They released me based on seeking to bring forward a rape charge against me. Fictitious. The last time she had me kidnapped, she had this guy, Cleophas something. He was sentenced to, he copped for the life imprisonment after he was sentenced to 80 years for raping a black young lady of color. Now, mind you, he had raped this lady under Amy Wyrick's watch as the sitting DA, who lost her job August of 2022 after a series of blatant racist acts against people of color. They are still getting them out of the back of the penitentiary now based on Amy Wyrick's treachery, her and Bill Gibbons. Innocent people, lives destroyed because these two tyrants, these two despots, decided that they was going to just stronghold on people's lives and destroy them based on their disdain for people of opposite color as them. Historically, there in Shelby County, of course, Dr. King on April 4th, 1968, he was sniped and murdered there at the Lorraine Motel. Well, since that time, people of color have kept their heads down because if they can snipe one as powerful as Dr. King and get away with it, basically, then they knew that they bet not raise their head talking about nothing. So again, I was subjected to many attempted murders there in Shelby County. Prior to me leaving there, refused to enable me to work. I worked 10 months at Rendezvous, Miss Wyrick in control of my Social Security number. I worked 3 months through prestigious placement on director's role for Federal Express as I went to go my final week after my 90-day probation period. Come to find out Miss Wyrick was in control of that. Blocked me from being hired permanently at Federal Express. Took $400 or $500 out of my check every week. Set up some kind of Uber under my Social Security number, and I believe it's still operative. Under the pretense that they had a program going through Federal Express where had the Ubers set you up and you can be transported to and from work. Me and Baby were living in the Irish Motel on Elvis Presley then. We moved shortly thereafter to the next door to the Southern Sun Inn. Come to find out Miss Wyrick, then wherever these Indians own these hotels, somehow Miss Wyrick is able to have an inroads with these people. And you can, like here, we've reached them $19,000. But we continue to have to fight with people stalking us, putting stalkers right up around us, up under us, all behind us, and just harassing us at every step of the way. So we're tired of this treachery. The reason I'm up tonight making a video. My wife, she just woke up a little and went and relieved herself, and she questioned why was I still up. It's hard to rest when people have blocked your whole life and you still trying to fight like you wouldn't believe for your life and still running into resistance. So it's in this city now. Of course we've been dealing with mail and wire fraud through Amy Wyrick and these people here at this place, but we're running into bank fraud and all types of mail fraud as she seeks to maintain our identities. I believe the authorities are on to Ms. Wyrick and our ordeal will be ended soon. It hadn't ended tonight, the reason for the video. I'm not going to go on much longer on the video. I hope I was able to fill in the little gaps in regards to this 1990, well, back prior to 1990, back 84. Back 84 is when Billy Russell was stabbed, I believe. And since that time till now, Ms. Wyrick has blocked my every move. I'm an intelligent person. I sit and I read books. I do all I can do to reform myself because I know that I wasn't the best I could be coming up in our miseducational system. Mr. Rockefeller, we find out Mr. Rockefeller let him know that he didn't need no scholars. He needed some workers, some people who were able to fall in line and to maintain the status quo, if you will. So I've never been a go along to get along type person. My mother always instructed me I had what it took to win the whole game. So this is what I pursued from that day until now, when I was conscious enough to understand what my mother was trying to convey to me to today. I've been fighting just to have a decent experience called life, with vicious racism still in effect in America. So I'm exhausted from constantly having to make these videos and fighting these people who are seeking to block their terrorism, of course, because it's all types of crimes, laws on the book against this type of behavior. So I'm gonna get off here. I just want to make a video and see it up on YouTube. I have a number of other videos up on YouTube. Somehow Miss Wyrick is able to restrict the viewership. Like now I'm doing a video and I went to do a live on YouTube and it's told me that I needed to build up the shorts to get 50 subscribers or something of that nature. Miss Wyrick is able to control the subscribers somehow with her police technology. So I had to resort to my phone and I'm going to upload the video and I'm going to seek to spread the awareness of an ongoing domestic terrorist organization that no state line prevents her. August 3rd of 2021, they had 9 indicted for public corruption. One was out of the DA's office of Glenda Adams. Well, these people, I had recently seen Glenda Adams. Not recently, I seen Glenda Adams when I came back to Memphis. Prior to us being gang stalked out of Memphis in 2019, there was Glenda Adams there acting as a manager there at Regis Salons in Wolf Chase Mall all the time, again, getting all my information so they can continue with their assault on these bank accounts. So again, I sued in Pine Bluff, Arkansas in 1993. Come to find out, I won. So I can understand why Miss Wyrick has been trying to take my life, because there's some millions of dollars behind my Social Security number that she has been accessing, her and her husband and her domestic terrorist organization from that time to now. They have purchased banks, you name it. So, hey man, we're reeling. It's hard for a person to make it without these type of obstructions in their way, let alone with people pursuing you across state lines. So the most honorable Lee Rudolphski, he opened the door and dismissed the crap that Miss Wyrick had in the system on me out of Arkansas. She has crap on me in Tennessee. I'm praying that was me that recently on the 23rd of March they was doing basically a absentee expungement. I shouldn't have any records pending in nowhere. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've reformed my life. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, me and my wife. I'm a master barber as well, master mason. That means nothing to diabolical malfeasance such as Amy Wyrick and her husband and those who employ her and him. Talking about domestic terrorism at a high level. So, hey man, I could talk to him blue in the face until I see some results out of this system, man. I'm going to be disgruntled to the 13th power. And my wife, she just deals, I have to continue to console her daily. You know, I'm not the best at consoling. I'm not a psychiatrist. Sometimes I get upset in various ways. Of course, you can imagine. Somebody took your life this long and you worth all this money. So the matter was moved from Little Rock, Arkansas to the Western District of Tennessee. This was on the 9th of January, 2026. They got a lot of boots on the ground there. I'm believing some of those boots are in hot pursuit of Amy Wyrick's domestic terrorist organization to shut it down and to bring justice to me and my wife. So I'm not despondent to the point of hey man, we're gonna be just fine. I'm not complaining per se. I'm just, again, I'm trying to alert the authorities and alert the United States of America to ongoing domestic terrorism from public officials. So those 9 were indicted August 3rd of 2021. Ms. Wyrick immediately, her and Chris Craft and their organization was able to suppress that this was targeting me and the missus. I saw Miss Amy Wyrick personally. She had cyber gang stalked our vehicle down. It was September 29th of 2020 in downtown Atlanta. We were fighting like you wouldn't believe. We were filling out applications, living in the vehicle that we had. We were staying in various spots. We look up, Miss Wyrick was able to track the cell phones like she's tracking this one. So we were over by Georgia Tech, and we had them went down where the old Techwood was. They got in some nice apartments there, a little down from Atlanta Union Mission. So we pull in and go to sleep, looking to get up the next day. And my wife is from Atlanta. We was looking to establish ourselves and go on with our lives. Of course, with Amy Wyrick in her pursuit and maintaining those multi-million-dollar bank accounts, she couldn't enable that. So again, from that time to now, man, me and baby been fighting for our just to exist. We panhandle to subsist with this city we have that we're forced to be in, sending law enforcement at us, Negroes out of the ghetto, white people, homeless. Divine intervention now had been. They stole our identity when we first hit the city. And they are able to have these different ones, and they'll have them right up on you. They've been working with the people who, the Indians who own this hotel we're forced to be in, who own basically all the hotels. Our Expedia Wyndham account that we established, we went out into Flagstaff, Arizona. That was in 2024. And they seized control of that, and they had been merchandising that as they stalked the life out of us. So we pray that this thing is coming to an end, man. God knows we're exhausted from it. But we are not going to fold. So you can continue with your antics if you want to, but I believe the authorities are about to round you up, Miss Wyrick. So I'm going to get out of here, man. I've said a lot. I'll look back over the video to see just what I have said, and if I need to say more, I will. But I'm out of here for tonight. You guys have a wonderful evening on today. And me and baby will be laboring to do the same. I'm going to send my Cash App, and I'm going to write it in the caption. At any rate, the Cash App is $, capital B, lowercase RIEN, capital C, lowercase HARLES. That's 6869. Without any skips. Without any, of course, it's $, capital B, RIEN, capital C, lowercase HARLES, 6869. And that's our Cash App handle. And hey, man, we sure could use a push. We can use more than a push. If we can just get our lives, we wouldn't need these types of assistances. But unfortunately, we need it tonight. That's our only Cash App card. I have the Cash App. I recently was able to get a Cash App card delivered to me. It was showing that it was on the 14th that it was coming, but I went up to this U.S. mail carrier gentleman who has been awesome in the way that he greets us and seems to be empathizing with our concerns, but he brought the card right back to me the day I walked up to him. He brought it back to me. It was already in the city, but Miss Wyrick, again, they have been in total control of our lives, and anything we have sought to do to get her off it, she has doubled down on us. But we were able to get the card, but they've been trying to seize it. We're going to grocery store just the other day. I got the video up on Twitter and Facebook, and they had to shut the whole system down because I had contact the Cash App people, alerting them to this ongoing domestic terrorism and the amounts of monies that's got these people rabidly stalking us, seeking to maintain this account. A lot of people have been displaced out of their homes and apartments and different things. We look up when we on the block panhandling, a lot of people coming past us looking with them cell phones, but they got all their property in the car. The people are rounding these people up, I believe, in this terrible nightmare ordeal that me and baby has had to endure. Is coming to a close, we pray. So we out of here, man. You guys have a wonderful evening on this morning. Wonderful day. It's morning time, and me and baby will be laboring to do the same. Peace.